I have decided it's time to take a chance. It's time to take a risk or two. So I'm going to present to you today my new lineup. It's a big risk and you're probably going to think I'm insane. But convince me why I'm wrong to start this way. Let's go and find out what I'm doing. Hello and welcome back to FPL with Old Man Phil. And this is probably the most insane squad that you are going to see someone on video setting up for the brand new season. It has been an interesting transfer window and there are a number of players here in this squad that you will not expect to see. But I am tired also of playing the game in exactly the same way as everybody else. And this lineup goes totally against the template. So without much further ado, let's go and have a look at how we are lining up here. So let's start with the goalkeepers, and I am going with Sanchez and Areola. And I am going for two playing goalkeepers because I am playing bench boost in game week 1. And so both Sanchez and Areola have fairly decent fixtures. West Ham have as good a start to the season as I've seen for West Ham for a long time. So he is in as a rotation for Sanchez. And Chelsea probably have the best fixture list of all the teams going into game week 1. So I'm going with the Chelsea goalkeeper. I did think about putting Raya in instead in goal, but at the end of the day, I think Chelsea's fixtures to begin the season are a lot better. Now, let it be known that I am planning to play my wildcard fairly early. Most of my chips, I think, will be played fairly early in the season. That is the strategy that I'm going for. I want to get rid of them. I don't want to be planning for chips later on towards Christmas. I want to already have an established team by Christmas time. And I think that this year having the double chips is a great thing. And it does mean there's less stress on using chips early because when the double game weeks come much later on the season, we'll have a brand new set as we go into the second half of the season. So I am going to be playing my chips early and bench boost will be played in game week 1. Moving on to the defenders, first up is Goodmanson. He's just a bench option. He's a rotation option. He does have a decent enough fixture in game week 1 when I play the bench boost against Everton. Although I don't expect him to get any more than a couple of points. He might get some defensive input in terms of the defensive contributions that he makes. But he's more of an attacking left back. And so he's in there just in case Everton don't turn up on the day. And he's a good 4 million option for me to have on the bench as we go into the first 5 or 6 game weeks. And next to him, we're going to have Virgil van Dijk from Liverpool. I think that if anybody's going to be a solid starting 90-minute defender, it is going to be Van Dijk. And so Liverpool, you've got to have a Liverpool defender as you go into the start of the season. And so we have gone with Van Dijk. And then next to him, I have brought in Alt-Nouri. I do believe that there is some concern about Alt-Nouri will not start. I think he probably will. And I think that he has a huge attacking threat down that left-hand side. And he is going to be a problem for defences. He is going to get assists. And he is going to get clean sheets as well. Manchester City, of all the big clubs, probably have the best fixtures to begin the season. And so he's a must for me at left back for Manchester City, and he goes into the team as well. Next to him, I've got Pedro Porro, simply for his attacking threat. He does have a shot on him, and from outside the box, he can be quite a threat. I do believe that Tottenham defensively will be a lot better, a lot sturdier under Thomas Frank. I want to have a Tottenham defender in my defensive lineup for the beginning of the season because I think just fixture-wise, they have a good run at the start of the season. He also, as well as possibly picking up a couple of clean sheet points, he also has a very attacking threat. I think he's a must for me as we start the season. And the final defender is Wan-Bissaka, who is owned by a lot of managers and possibly isn't going against the template. He's a good bench player, and I think that he's going to get regular minutes. He's going to get defensive contributions, and probably therefore is a very, very good addition to my defence. I think that is a very, very good defence for the first 5 or 6 game weeks. I will be assessing, of course, as we go along, but I think they've all got starting minutes in them. I think they've all got some attacking threat, and I think they've also got good chances of clean sheets in the first 5 or 6 games. Now, I did say that this was an insane squad that I have selected and probably am going to begin the season with. And midfield and attack is where it gets really interesting, because there is going to be no Salah and there is going to be no Haaland. And I have gone very strong at the back, and I have decided that there are very good options in midfield and there are very good options up front now, due to the very busy transfer window. And I think a lot of these new incoming players are going to be starting games right from the beginning and do represent across the board a much broader threat than just having 1 or 2 players. So let's start. Midfield 1, we have gone with Saka. The reason that I've gone with Saka, even though his fixtures are not that favourable in the first 5 fixtures, he has had a very good pre-season. He's playing a lot of minutes. I think he's going to be playing 90 minutes from game week 1. He does represent a threat always to Manchester United, and although I don't think that he's going to be the great goal scorer that he was, he certainly is involved in all the attacking moves that are going on, and I think he's going to be a good asset for me as I don't have Salah. He also plays Leeds in game week 2, and he will make a very good captain option and possibly even an opportunity to play my triple captain. So as I'm not going with Salah, Saka has come into midfield. And next to him, I'm going to have Damsgaard. He's an outside bet. He had a good season last year. I believe he got 12 assists and 2 goals last year. He's a decent player. And I think although Brentford have their troubles, he's going to be starting the first game of the season. He's going to be a 90-minute player. And for 6 million, I think he's a good asset as a cheap midfielder who will probably, if Brentford do get off to a good start and they do have decent fixtures at the beginning of the season, he will be involved in any of the goals that are scored. And then next to him, of course, Cole Palmer. Now, I do know that I'm jumping on a bandwagon here because of the FIFA Club World Cup. And Chelsea won the cup. Palmer played extremely well against PSG in the final. However, I did think that PSG did not turn up for that final. They had a dreadful time and their attacking force just didn't turn up. This is one case in Palmer that I've decided to go against the template. He may actually lose his place in my side, but I'm prepared to give him 5 or 6 games to see what he's going to come up with this season. I don't think he's the player that people think he is, and I'm not sure that 10.5 is the right price for him. I think he's a bit pricey, but I do think that without Salah, I'm going to need to have a good, solid midfield that's going to score regular points, that's going to be regular starters to begin with. No risks being taken here. He's just a good, solid pick. And then next to Palmer, I've put in Jack Grealish. Of course, Grealish, as it stands at the moment, is still in a Manchester City kit. He is going to Everton. It has now been confirmed. He's going to Everton on loan, and it's 6.5 million now. Whilst he didn't represent a very good option in a Manchester City kit, in an Everton kit, he represents a very good option. I think that he's going to be a regular starter. He's going to play probably 90 minutes per game. And I think he's probably going to be involved in Everton's attacking play, and he's probably going to get a number of returns early in the season, especially as Everton have very favourable fixtures early on. So Jack Grealish is one that you will not be expecting to be in there. And next to him is another Manchester City player. I've gone for Reinders. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but at 5.5 million, he is probably going to be the new Morgan Rogers. I've been watching him in pre-season. He looks very dangerous. He's a midfielder, a ball carrier. He can score goals. He can assist. He can run past opponents. He looks like a very, very dangerous player. And I think Pep is going to need to take a look at him early in the season. He may not get 90 minutes to begin with, but I think he's going to start the first 3 or 4 games and at least play 60 minutes so Pep can take a good look at him. I think he's an extremely talented player, and he will make up the 5 that I have in midfield. I think that there are points all over the board in that midfield, and I'm not just relying now on Salah and Palmer to get me FPL points. I think I've got a good spread of midfielders there. They rotate very nicely over the first 5 or 6 game weeks, and I think that's where I'm going completely off-piste and completely against the template. But FPL for me was always about fun, and for the last few years I've just been playing the same team as everybody else. Now I want to get back to playing the game for fun, playing my own team, taking my own risks. And up front, we've done just that, because with this side so far leaves me plenty of money to spread around up front. And my first forward is going to be Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is Ollie Watkins, and I've said this in previous videos where he's featured in my lineup. You know what you're going to get from Ollie Watkins. He's going to score goals. He's going to assist in terms of goals. He's going to be probably without Rogers, who I was hoping to put in my team early on. But I think Rogers is too much of a risk now with his injury. So without Rogers, is he going to be the same kind of threat? I believe so. And I think he's a very good asset anyway for FPL and should be in everybody's team. I think he's a good way to start my forward line. And then at number 2, I've gone for Bowen. West Ham have got great fixtures at the beginning. Bowen is now classed as a forward. He's 8 million, but I believe he's worth every penny. West Ham will score goals at some point during the season, and always you can guarantee that Bowen is going to be somewhere involved in those goals. He's a great creator, always assisting, and also he's always around to tap in goals. He scores from distance. He's a brilliant all-round player, and when his fixtures are good, he's worth having in your FPL team. And so I've gone for Bowen alongside Watkins. And then the final forward that I have picked is Gyökeres. Now, I was concerned for a while that Gyökeres was not going to get many minutes early in the season. Now, I'm not convinced of that. I think that Arteta is going to start Gyökeres. He wants to take a look at him. He's got minutes under his belt now. He looks dangerous both with his head and his feet. He looks like the striker that Arsenal have been looking to bring in. I don't believe, again, that he's going to play 90 minutes for each of the first 4 or 5 games. But I think Arteta, having paid that money for him, has to take a look at him. And he may get 60, 65 minutes before Havertz comes on to replace him while he gains full fitness. But he is the kind of striker that could cause Manchester United serious problems. Manchester United's defence is not that brilliant. It's not that speedy. And I think that he could cause Manchester United serious problems on game week 1. So I've decided to take a risk with Gyökeres, play him for 4 or 5 weeks and see how Arteta is using him. And is he then worth retaining after that, when Arsenal's fixtures will get better from around about game week 7? They're not easy fixtures for Arsenal at the beginning, but I do believe Leeds is an option for captain, one of them to captain for Arsenal in game week 2. I think probably Saka will be the captain in game week 2, but I am seriously leaning towards Gyökeres against Leeds as my captain. I want to take risks this time. I'm playing FPL, and that would be a big risk, but it could pay off in the end. And so that is going to be, I think, my final squad. Unless there are injuries that I don't know about yet, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to play FPL in a way that is fun. I'm going to take risks. I am not going to be playing the same team as everybody else. I've been doing that for years. It hasn't done me any good. And now I'm branching out. I'm going with what I feel is going to be the best setup for the first 5 or 6 game weeks. This is it. This is my team, and these are the players who I'm going to rely on to get me points. There are a couple of risks in there. Reindeers for one, Gyökeres is another one, but there are also very solid picks in there, especially in defence and midfield, players who are going to play 90 minutes. And I am going to bench boost in game week 1. I'm hoping for a good start with this squad. Wish me luck. I wish all you guys luck. If you're brand new to this channel, I play FM, I live stream FM, and I also hopefully now will be uploading a lot more FPL content. I do already have a league that is running, and you're very, very welcome to come and join the fun there and to see who will finish up on top in the Old Man Phil FPL league. Come and join us. Let's have some fun. And if you do like to see people suffer, and historically I've suffered playing both FM and FPL, then hit that subscribe button, click the bell. It's totally free to be updated then when we upload future videos. And give us the video a like, because it always helps the channel when people give us a like. And drop me a comment. Tell me why I am insane to go with this starting lineup on game week 1. Tell me why I should change it. Or do you think that it's time now to stop following the template and to go with your own gut instinct and make your own team? I feel very optimistic about this team. I don't feel anymore like I'm relying on Salah and Haaland, that I'm spreading the money about. I've got a good solid defence. I've got a nice looking midfield. It's not brilliant, but I've got good solid strikers as well up top. I've spread the money into places that I can downgrade. I'm not going to play Salah or Haaland, so I'm not looking to upgrade to them unless I wild card and bring one of them in because they are playing particularly well. But for now, I'm not going with either of them. Convince me that I'm wrong. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to join the league, and don't forget to subscribe, because I will be back after game week 1 has finished and doing a knee-jerk reaction and letting you know how I got on. All that remains to be said now is take care, be safe. I'll see you in my next FPL or FM video.